And we're live. There we go. Okay. We're moving and we're grooving. This time, it seems to be kind of actually wanting to work. There we go. Should go change it on my TV in there to make sure I'm actually visible and can see what I'm doing from afar. But howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome back to MCubed. My name is Harris, and we're going to be talking about my most anticipated television shows of 2023. On Tuesday, we talked about my most anticipated films of 2023, and we really kind of did we did more so. I'm going to go see all these different movies in 2023, or at least plan on it. And I showed you my excitement level from trepidatious to excited to ecstatic. This one, I think I'm going to make it just a little less informational. And howdy, Shelly. I think we're just going to kind of talk about a lot of the shows that are coming out, and I'll give you trepidatious, excited. How about trepidatious, neutral, intrigued, and then excited or ecstatic, either one, whatever word comes out. So first up, Witcher season 3. So that one, I want to say I'm excited for, but I think I'm intrigued for it because, of course, it's going to be Henry Cavill's kind of swan song with The Witcher. So it's got to be good to some degree, but with the whole behind the scenes of everything going on right now, not positive that it's going to be the best season of a television show that we've ever seen, especially with Witcher Blood Origins, which I may have a bit of a soft spot for, but I really don't think that's anywhere near the level of show that Netflix or the Witcher team is going for. Yeah, I know it kind of went from I think 6 or 7 episodes to 4 episodes, but tell what your story needs to tell. But if you plan something out, finish out that plan to fruition sometimes. But after that, we have Kaleidoscope, which is actually already out on Netflix as well, and that is Giancarlo Esposito, and I believe Jay Courtney and a couple other people are in there, and it's got a really cool concept. So riddle me intrigued on that. I'm kind of excited, but more intrigued just because I don't know fully what to expect. I actually still haven't even seen a trailer for it. I know it's kind of an interesting concept in how you can watch that show in whatever viewing order that you would like. Yeah, it looks a little better. And that's intriguing in itself, that it doesn't have if you watch it backwards, it has this meaning, or if you watch it forward, it has this meaning. If you watch episodes 1 through 3 together, then 4 through 7 together, oh, it has this meaning. No, you can kind of watch it however you feel fits it, whatever you deem necessary, and that is intriguing in itself to me. So I'm going to stick with intriguing on that one. And next up, this one I'm excited for, The Last of Us. I am a bit trepidatious in some degrees, but ultimately I'm really excited for it. And I was one of the kind of people that watched The Walking Dead from season 1 to season 8, and they killed off Carl, and I had to get out of there. I haven't watched a single episode since then. It just strayed too far from the comics for me. So I really hope, although I'm not a PlayStation guy, so I've actually never played The Last of Us or The Last of Us 2. So I kind of hope that because those stories are so beloved, that they stick to the stories and they don't kind of stray too far away from them. I think the showrunners have come out and said they're not going to pull a Game of Thrones and go past the content that they already have, I guess, to draw from, which is nice. That's good to hear. It definitely raises the bar for me a little bit, though. So I am excited, but I can't say ecstatic just because of that. But I am very, very excited and intrigued, of course. But next up is Hunters season 2, and that comes out in January. Oh, I should be telling you when all these come out. Witcher says it's going to be summer for season 3. Kaleidoscope's already out in January of 2023, of course, and The Last of Us comes out next week in January, I believe on the 15th, 14th, 16th, something in that range. And Hunters season 2 comes out in January as well. I believe that's about a week, maybe a week and a half away. I think it's like the 18th or 19th. And that's on Amazon. And that's a really interesting story. I liked Al Pacino being in that first season. I kind of saw the twist coming from a mile away, but it got us more Logan Lerman, and the rest of that supporting cast is fantastic. And more Logan Lerman. I grew up with Logan Lerman. I'm 23. Hey, and we're going on 23. But I'm going to turn 24 this year. You know how time works. But Logan Lerman is just not on our screens nearly as much as he should be, and he is a very capable and competent actor. I mean, look at Gamer, which, of course, isn't the most competent, but he has a very good role and does very well with it. And then look at Fury. He's one of the best parts of that movie. And I can't name anything he's done since then, honestly. Maybe if I really, really thought about it, just not off the top of my head. So I'm excited for more Hunters. The current day, not current day, I think it's 70s, 80s kind of timeline. Jewish folk taking out all the Nazis that have hidden around. Not too shabby, pretty fun premise, and I think they actually do really well with the show. So this is another show that's coming on Amazon this year, and this one does not have a release date yet, but I can't wait for it. I'm ecstatic for this one because The Boys is great, so Gen V has got to be good as well, especially if it's making fun of everybody my age. I'm a bit of an old soul, and I still love everybody my age, but it's fun to make fun of 20-year-olds and 23-year-olds, 25-year-olds, all the above, everybody even up to 30, 35. All of it. I'm excited, and I think that they're going to do some funny stuff with it, and I think they're going to do some fun, gory stuff with it, which you expect from The Boys. So fingers crossed, and I think that's going to be good. But we also don't know when it's coming out. But while we're on the Amazon binge over here, we also have season 2 of Invincible coming out, and I am ecstatic for that one. That's probably one of my most anticipated TV shows of this year. I really, really, really like the first one, and it comes out in March. Stephen Yeun, J.K. Simmons, Sandra Oh, there we go. Those are kind of your main 3 cast members besides a bunch of the other superheroes, and the supporting cast is also fantastic. So yeah, no, I think that's going to be really something special. And once again, I told you I was a Robert Kirkman comic book loving Walking Dead fan for the first 8.5 seasons, and then they stopped paying attention to the comic book. So I'm hoping that they've already kind of strayed from Invincible comics. I haven't read them, but I know people who have, and they've talked to me about them. And I know that Invincible has strayed a little bit, but not a lot of bit. So I'm hoping it keeps up with the ante that it has kind of put itself at, because it's great. It is great. Now, this next show, we're jumping over to Disney Plus right now. This next show has already aired its first 2 episodes, and I believe there should be 14 more left. The Bad Batch. Good old Star Wars, as you know. I got me my Kyber crystal on my chain at the moment, and I love The Bad Batch. The Bad Batch season 1, yeah, not everybody loved it. Everybody enjoyed it, I believe, for the most part, but not everybody loved it. Everyone thought it was kind of filler-full. But come on, we've all watched and listened to Dave Filoni's stories before. Something may feel like filler now. 3 seasons, though, I can't talk. 3 seasons from now, though, that's going to be a lesson that was pivotal in pushing that character's story arc forward. So I really don't think season 1's full of filler. I love, love, love the way it ends. The episode just right prior to the finale is one of the best episodes of Star Wars that we've ever gotten, and it might be one of the best Star Wars things that we've ever gotten. So yeah, no. Bad Batch season 2, there's 14 episodes left. The first 2 episodes are already out as we speak on January 6th, 2023. So go check those out, and come back over here and go in the community section. Tell me how you feel about it, and we're gonna do a tick or skip it hopefully on the first and the second season for it. I don't know if we can get a bunch of MQ grades out. That's a lot to do, but the tick or skip it's we can manage. Now, next up, we also are sticking with Disney. Okay, I got a couple Disney things right here. Let's talk Star Wars for a second, and then we'll go a little not murder. I just saw Only Murders in the Building. That's Hulu, by the way. But we're gonna go Marvel after. Marvel murder. I don't know where I was going there. But to continue on our Star Wars bunch, we also have season 3 of The Mandalorian coming out this year, and that looks very well made. I struggle with this because I don't necessarily fall into the camp that's like, I hate cameos from all these different people, because I don't. I love them. I love me some Cad Bane. I love me some Boba Fett. I bring back anybody and everybody, but make it make sense. And so far, I feel like they have, but they might be getting close to where maybe it doesn't always make sense, and it is kind of just pigeonholed, shoehorned in there. I really hope that everything they do going forward makes perfect sense, and I think it does. All the stuff that's rumored for all the Filoni-verse stuff going on, or Favloni-verse, I guess, Favreau, Filoni, all the above. I'm excited for it. I don't think it's as perfect as Andor is, because Andor is just so well thought out, and it doesn't need to go as deep into certain things as as just lore and world building typically does. But Mandalorian season 3, I think, will be fantastic. So I'm very much ecstatic for it. Slightly trepidatious, of course, but that's always with anything Star Wars because I just love it so much. So next up, speaking of Star Wars, though, we have my maybe probably most looked forward to show this year. That's grammar, I think, which is of course Star Wars Ahsoka. And I've been talking about Dave Filoni for the last couple minutes, and I really think Dave Filoni is a special creator. He's the protege of George Lucas. Of course, he's special. And this guy's mind is brilliant, and I can't wait to see what he does with Ahsoka. And I don't think I wrote it down, but I know Acolyte is supposed to come out in the tail end of 2023. We don't have a release date yet, and we also don't have a release date for Ahsoka. Mandalorian season 3 is March. See, I'm remembering things as we go, but no, we have a TBD release date for Ahsoka and Acolyte, and I'm also very excited for Acolyte just because, first of all, it's High Republic, so that's just intriguing in itself that we're going in that era and we're going to see live action stuff in that era. Secondly, it's Sith stuff, and we don't ever see live action Sith stuff. So please delve us further. I mean, give me some Maul, give me some Dooku kind of stuff that we got in Clone Wars. Put it all on the Acolyte show. Oh, it's going to be so good. Anyway, Star Wars Visions Volume 2 is releasing in spring. And not everybody's gone and watched Visions, but I'm a really big fan of Visions. I really see, I'm not even a big anime guy. I like anime movies. I really have something against long format anime, though, and won't get into it here. But if y'all want me to stream and be angry about long format anime one day and how it's not actual art, I know. But let me know. We'll go over that one day. But anyway, Star Wars Visions, which is still anime. See, anime just needs a purpose. It needs purpose. That's why long format kills me. I could get into that a whole 2-hour thing. But Star Wars Visions is anime done right, and I think it was wonderfully done the first time around. There were 2 episodes I wasn't super fond of. I wasn't super fond of, I guess, the musical one with Jabba and all that, but I didn't dislike that one. I just sought something different from Visions, and that was more childlike, which is perfect though. Star Wars is supposed to be childlike. The thing I didn't like though was the one with the brother and sister twins and their swords, they're breathing in space. It just nothing made sense to me, and I'm trying to make it make sense. I can't even talk again. Trying to make it make sense made my mind go wild. So that one I wasn't ecstatic for. I'm intrigued because I know they want to continue some of the stories they told in the first Visions animes, because they're all individual little stories. I'd love for them to do more of Ronan, particularly but with the little bald Jedi with the little Fu Manchu, that the evil, I guess, dark Jedi that fights the Padawan and the Qui-Gon-esque kind of guy. Those would be great to see continued. The Lop and Ocho would be great to see continued, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm also excited for hopefully new art forms brought into Star Wars and everything that Visions did, but done again, because it really did some special things. So that's enough rambling on about that. Let's jump into some Marvel while we're staying on good old Disney Plus. So What If Season 2 comes out this year, and that's TBD, to be determined for the release date, of course. What If is actually my singular, God, I can't speak today, is my singular favorite Marvel show. I think it took all the concepts that this entire multiverse, you might say, of characters is trying to do and streamlined it into something meaningful and well written, actually. I wish we would have gotten that Gamora episode season 1. I still really don't understand why they didn't just toss it in there. I mean, I guess I kind of do, but they should have still, because her character just being tossed in that finale was like, oh, all right, Gamora's here, cool. But I know we're going to get that in season 2. I think it's probably going to be episode 1 is my assumption there. but I'm ecstatic to see what everything else is going, what everything else is going to be doing, I guess, and everybody else that was still alive in those little multitude of multiverses at the end of What If are going to be doing. So that does look pretty damn interesting, and I'm very excited for it. But the only other Marvel show that I have on my list that I am excited for, because all the other ones I'm just neutral. There's Echo and Agatha and Loki season 2, and I don't know, probably a multitude of season 2s for a couple of things, and maybe a couple other shows, but just really not excited about it. I'm pretty neutral. But the one that I'm very excited for is, you put Sam Jackson and Emilia Clarke in a television show, give it to me. Like, Secret Invasion looks awesome. So, especially if it is in the vein of Captain America: The Winter Soldier, where they're actually kind of delving in and doing some crazy things, and it's legitimately a spy show. Come on, come on, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. It sounds really cool. The trailers look really cool. If it sticks to that tonality that we expect with it to be kind of similar to Winter Soldier, ho, 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 I think some magic can be made. So I'm excited, very excited for that one. And that release date is spring. So we don't know exactly when it's going to be released, but spring is when they're shooting for it. So now, to come full circle from where I was jumping the gun a minute ago, there's also Hulu's Only Murders in the Building. And that's also a to be determined release date. But Only Murders in the Building season 3. Yeah, season 3. I absolutely adore the first 2 seasons. The first one particularly is amazing. I mean, I love Steve Martin and Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. She's texting, and you know, she's beautiful. She's the best. But season 3, I really expect them to up the ante, because I know they're going to be doing some time kind of jumping. I don't think it's going to be all time conceptual sci-fi stuff like I usually am talking about, but I think it's more. Of course, Paul Rudd's character will be alive, and then I guess they're solving for his murder. I don't know exactly how they're going to be bringing Paul Rudd into it, but to bring Paul Rudd into a show with Selena Gomez, Martin Short, and Steve Martin, I just, whoever had that idea, thank you, because I'm excited. I'm very excited for that one. And last but not least, we're jumping back to Amazon over here, and then I have a bunch of TBDs and other things. Actually, I guess these are all the shows that are coming back or are split off of shows that, you know, are already on our screens. The Boys season 4 will be the last of that category. And yeah, you know, after season 3 with Herogasm and everything else, Herogasm wasn't as crazy as I expected it to be, but it was a very, very, very well done episode of television. And I really liked what the rest of the season brought. I know it's not necessarily in tune with the comics, but that's okay, because they're telling a different story, and it's a good one. It's a really well done and really well thought out story. Eric Kripke's doing great, and come on, season 4. Let's see what they got. You know, a little Butcher, a little Homelander. I'm pumped. So I guess the way that I should separate that list and this list is, that list was mostly, oh yes, Mandalorian season 3 and Secret Invasion both look fantastic. So that first list was kind of a slew of everything that's, of course, either already on television or kind of a spin-off of something that's already there. And this next little bit of a list, I believe, let me do a quick little, yeah, okay, yeah, everything else on here is a first-time television series. So we got some cool new stuff coming this year, and I'm really, really excited, I think, about almost every single one of these. First up, since we were just at Amazon with The Boys, we're going to Fallout. They're making a Fallout TV show. Bethesda is making sure that I think it's going to be good. So if Bethesda has their ring in the hat to make sure that the show is well done, if Todd Howard's running over there and saying, all right, Mr. Bezos, we got this and this and this planned out, can you put it into television? I'm hoping he says yes, because I know the team behind it has said that Fallout, the show, is not going to be a redoing of any of the games that are already out, even though they're all fantastic. That would be cool, but I kind of like how they're planning to incorporate the TV show lore into the game lore and vice versa. The show, the first one, I don't know if they're going to do spinoffs or not, but Fallout, the show, is going to be somewhere caked into the timeline in general of Fallout. So I don't know if it's going to be between 4 and 5, 3 and 4, New Vegas and 3, New Vegas and 4. Who knows, you know? But I'm excited to see what they have coming. Amazon, of course, they have some extra cash to put into their television shows most of the time. And I guess on Sidetrack, we're talking about, okay, do they actually plan on growing Amazon Prime, or are they going to do MGM Plus? That's to be seen and TBD as well. But you know, while we're riding that ride and just hoping for the best, especially for good old Stargate, we got Amazon to give us Fallout. They're working on a God of War project, and they have a slew of other great stuff coming out, including The Boys and Gen V and Hunters this month, Invincible season 2. So you know, we're really not clamoring for new content from them. Although I need my Stargate. Amazon, if you're watching, Jeff Bezos, if you're watching, give me some Stargate. Help Mark Ferguson, Hawk Osby go forward. Anyway, enough rambling. Now we're doing a little jump over to HBO Max. What show are we talking about? HBO Max. I thought we talked about their stuff earlier, right? Last of Us, which I guess should technically be in this list and not the previous list. But we've got Dune Sisterhood coming out this year, and that's also a to be determined release date. But Dune Sisterhood sounds really cool. I don't know if they're using any of the same actors or actresses from Dune, the first one, or even Dune Part 2, which coming out in November, I'm very excited for. But Dune the Sisterhood could really set up a lot of the world building and lore that I guess Dune wasn't able to do, or it did, but it had to do on a surface level and push you past it because there was just so much information to give in that movie and to keep the plot going that I think Sisterhood has a really good chance of helping us understand not just the world of Arrakis, because I don't know how much they're actually going to be on Arrakis, but the world of Dune in general. I think Sisterhood will help us bridge the gap between ourselves and Frank Herbert's mind to a degree, but nonetheless, I am very excited for that show. So after that, let me double check. I think that's all we have for HBO. Yep. So next up, we're going to Peacock. You still have a Peacock subscription? I do. I don't use it as much as I do all the others, but I do. I like Peacock, and I think this show has the potential to actually make them a viable streaming service. The Continental. It also does not have a release date yet, so it's TBD. But The Continental, which is a John Wick spinoff in a way, oh, it looks good. It's got a really good cast. I know Mel Gibson is going to be in there and a couple other people, which just, come on, Mel Gibson in a John Wick kind of world. He's got the right kind of temperament. He's got the right kind of presence. He's got the right kind of the body and fortitude as an actor to do it. Come on, give me Continental. I'm ecstatic for that one as well. So moving right on, now we're jumping to, I believe, our only, we only have one Peacock thing going on this entire list, and we only have one Apple TV Plus thing going on this entire list. And I guess this one I wrote down it said it's possibly coming out in 2024, but they're shooting for a 2023 release date for Godzilla and the Titans. Ooh, that's going to be an expensive TV show, but if done right, give me some good kaiju, you know? I just think about House of the Dragon and how it ended with one of the best kaiju scenes, if not the best kaiju scene ever made. Just, it makes me happy. So give me some Godzilla and the Titans. I did like Godzilla versus King Kong for about 85, 90% of it. Of course, you know, personal touches. I would have changed this or that, yada, yada, yada. But Godzilla and the Titans in general sounds like a really cool TV show, and I hope they bring back some of the immense cast they have for the Godzilla and King Kong movies, because none of those actors have really enough to do in those movies, and that's okay because the movies are about Godzilla or King Kong or any of those type of characters. But this would allow the actors, I think, to shine a little bit more and not pigeonhole, because I love me some Millie Bobby Brown, and I love, oh my God, what's his name? Julian Dennison. But why were them and Brian Tyree Henry in the last movie at all? That was the only part I didn't understand from the last one. And if they would have been cut out, I think that could have been a great film. And it was still a really good one, but I think it could have been a great film. So Godzilla and the Titans is up there on my list. Maybe not on the top, but pretty close to the top. So Godzilla and the Titans, don't know when it's coming out. Hopefully 2023, though. So I think the last three shows that we're going to kind of talk about here are the Three Body Problem, which comes out in December on Netflix. And that's a book. I think they've done either a movie or a TV show. I know I'm a sci-fi nerd, but don't crucify me because it looks good. Or the new one looks good. I can't remember if there's an old one or not. Threw myself off there. But no, I think Three Body Problems sounds and looks good. I'm intrigued by it at the very least, and I am interested to see what Netflix does there. So then we have the fall of the House of Usher. Give me a little Edgar Allan Poe, you know? I'm always in for Edgar Allan Poe. I actually just finished Wednesday 2 days ago now. I know, about a month late, but damn, that's a good show. That's the best Tim Burton's been in years, in my opinion, and it's a return to form. I like it. So, Fall of the House of Usher, if I can speak English, does not have a release date yet, so it's to be determined as well. But I think my personal favorite thing maybe coming out of Netflix this year, and it's up there on the list in general, but I have more trepidation for this. Where there's just as much trepidation, there's just as much excitedness. There we go. Avatar: The Last Airbender, live action. Boop. Yep, it has a TBD release date, so to be determined. And I love the creators. Avatar: The Last Airbender, I think is still, I personally will always claim it. Maybe not always, but as of now, it is still the best television show, pound per pound, ever made, in my opinion. And yes, it is a TVY7 TV show. Legend of Korra isn't as great, but it's pretty damn great still. Season 3 is amazing. One of the best seasons of television ever. And, I just adore all of that. So I'm very trepidatious that Michael Dante DiMartino and Brian Konietzko, the two creators of Avatar: The Last Airbender, did not end up staying with Netflix. That doesn't mean it can't be a good show, though. So I'm kind of holding out for that, but I'm not getting my hopes too far up, although I really want to. I don't know. I expect a lot from it. I just hope it can achieve, because their cast looks amazing. Everybody seems like they've been cast nigh perfect. So I'm ecstatic there. But hey, trepidation's great. I toss it in my ticket or skip it's all the time, so it's kind of in my vocabulary, as you say. I don't know if you've seen my ticket or skip it or not, but I say, I'm trepidatious. You should get a ticket, or be trepidatious about it. Get a ticket right now, or just skip it. But I don't think there's anything on these lists that I would skip it at all. I think most of them are, even though, albeit there's some trepidation on some of them, I'm pretty excited about all this. I'm generally a happy guy. I'm optimistic. I see the glass half full a lot of times. So I'm hoping the best for every single one of these shows, and I'm hoping they're all as interesting and as fun as they can be. And that really depends and relies on story and character development, etc., etc. And that's not as prevalent in a lot of television and movies nowadays as it should be. And world building is my favorite thing in the world. So a little exposition that is necessary every now and then to do these kind of things. But I think there are proper ways to give exposition, to tell a story without screwing the pacing of the story up, and actually, not streamlining the medium, but helping the human watching the show or the movie, get into gear, get into tune, and not get taken out of that. Streamlined in a way, I guess. I just can't think of a better word for that. But yeah, there we go. I think that's about all for me today. It's kind of a short stream. Thursdays are going to be our usual stream day. I know my Wi-Fi kind of screwed up a little bit yesterday, so hey, happy Friday. But we're going to try to do Tuesday and Thursday streams primarily. And Tuesdays, of course, are going to be Movie Tuesdays, and that's when you go to the movie theater and get a discount Movie Tuesday ticket, of course. And we're going to be talking about what movies you should see then versus what movies you probably should have seen premiere day, which is Thursday. So Thursdays, I need a good name for it. So if anybody in here can think of a good name, Shelly, if you can think of a good name, help me out here. But Thursday streams for premiere days, which new films come out every Thursday evening. I know they say there are new films coming out this Friday. It's always Thursday evening. And sometimes it's not even evening. Sometimes they'll come out at 1, 2, 3 p.m. And those are the fun ones to see. I actually was planning on seeing a premiere for Megan yesterday. Not technically the premiere because they had a small, I guess, release right before the end of the year. But the wide release I planned to go see at the premiere date last night. But instead, I'm going to go see it in 25, 30 minutes. So that'll be fun. And I should get a ticket or skip it out for that, hopefully within the next 4 days, 3, 4 days. And yeah, well, I think Thursdays are going to be what we should go to see this weekend in the movie theater. And Tuesdays are going to be a little bit of I can't talk again, a little bit of box office talking. So we can kind of discuss how each of the films did over the weekend, where we expected them to versus where they actually achieved, and of course, what to go see on Discount Tuesday. Because if you didn't see something on Thursday, that'll be the time to say, all right, well, this seems good. Let me go see it for a couple dollars less. Because there ain't nothing better than a cheaper movie ticket because those things get pricey nowadays. Yeah, no, Megan, I have not heard anything bad about Megan. And I talk about some trepidation. I was there is still some trepidation, I guess, for Megan, but I was worried for a little bit the first time I saw it because it just looks like AI Chucky done in a new age a little bit. And then I saw the movie was PG-13, which does worry me a little bit because it just looks like it should be a fun gore fest. I haven't heard anyone say that was a problem though. Even the people who I watch and know that love horror and gory things and yada yada, no, everybody's loved Megan. So I've got high hopes for it, and I'm hoping that there's a director's cut at some point because they had to have done a rated R version. But anyway, even with the PG-13, I think it should be good. So I've got my fingers crossed on that one, and I'm pretty damn excited, I think. But I wouldn't mind a rated R director's cut in a few months. It wouldn't be too shabby. I'm always a director's cut kind of guy. But I think that's all for me today, y'all. I think it's just Shelly and I at the moment, which is great because thank you, Shelly, for supporting. You're the best. Also, Shelly commented on Facebook and wanted to make sure that her friends in California were safe the other day, and I really appreciate that because I saw that on Facebook, and I literally walked out in my backyard, and there was standing water. And I'm from the swamp, so that doesn't really surprise me. But I've been in California for almost 4 years now, and that threw me off. I was not expecting that. But thank you for the well wishes, Shelly. I wish you well as well. And hey, if you go see Megan, let me know. Let me know how you like it. I think I should be on Sidetrack on Sunday, so come watch me on Sunday. We're also going to try to get Schmook streaming on Sundays on this channel. I believe it should probably be a midday Pacific Standard Time at least. I know Schmook lives in St. Louis, so it's going to be more Central Standard Time on his part. But of course, we'll be announcing things in Pacific Standard Time just to keep it all simple, streamlined, as you might say, to rope it back that way. But that is all from me today. I really appreciate everybody that showed up, and I look forward to seeing y'all again next Movie Tuesday. Because I Sidetrack stream this Sunday, no Schmook stream this Sunday. We're going to try starting those this following week as I run into my eucalyptus. But that's it from me. Come back on Tuesday and Thursday. Hey, thank you, Shelly. I wonder how Stormy is in the Mojave. He did say it was interesting. I need to message him and double check. But yeah, no, I come back Tuesday and Thursdays, and we should be here doing fun streams talking about box office and what movies you should see for discounted prices on Tuesdays and Thursdays. What movies you should see for the weekend, of course. And hopefully we can be talking about some box office expectations. I'll try to talk about box office on both, just so, we can get the money side of MCubed running up a little bit again. But without further ado, I'm out of here. So if you want some movie loving goodness, come back to MCubed soon. Leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. And I really appreciate everybody here. See y'all.